The connecting link, the 11th step toward riches, is the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is defined as a field of consciousness, where every impulse of thought that reaches the objective conscious mind through any of the 5 senses is classified and recorded. From this field, thoughts may be recalled or withdrawn, much like letters being taken from a filing cabinet. It receives and files all sense impressions or thoughts. Regardless of their nature, an individual may voluntarily plant in their subconscious mind any plan, thought, or purpose which they desire to translate into its physical or monetary equivalent. The subconscious acts first on the dominating desires, which have been mixed with emotional feeling, such as faith. When this is considered in connection with the 6 steps from the chapter on desire, the importance of this concept becomes clear. The subconscious mind works day and night. Through a method of procedure unknown to man, it draws upon the forces of infinite intelligence. It uses this power to voluntarily transmute one's desires into their physical equivalent, always making use of the most practical media by which this end may be accomplished. One cannot entirely control their subconscious mind, but one can voluntarily hand over to it any plan, desire, or purpose they wish to see transformed into concrete form. There is plenty of evidence to support the belief that the subconscious mind is the connecting link between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence. It is the intermediary through which one may draw upon the forces of infinite intelligence at will. It alone contains the secret process by which mental impulses are modified and changed into their spiritual equivalent. It alone is the medium through which prayer may be transmitted to the source capable of answering prayer. The possibilities of creative effort connected with the subconscious mind are stupendous, imponderable, and inspire awe. The author notes that he never approaches this discussion without a feeling of littleness, due to how limited man's entire stock of knowledge on this subject is. The very fact that the subconscious connects the thinking mind with infinite intelligence is a thought that almost paralyzes reason. After one accepts the existence of the subconscious mind as a reality, they will comprehend the full significance of the instructions given previously. They will understand why they were repeatedly admonished to make desires clear and to reduce them to writing. They will also understand the necessity of persistence in carrying out those instructions. The 13 principles are the stimuli with which one acquires the ability to reach and influence the subconscious mind. One must not become discouraged if they cannot do this upon the first attempt. It must be remembered that the subconscious mind may be voluntarily directed only through habit. Under the directions given in the chapter on faith, one must be patient and persistent. The subconscious mind functions voluntarily, whether you make any effort to influence it or not. This naturally suggests that thoughts of fear, poverty, and all negative thoughts serve as stimuli to the subconscious mind. Unless one masters these impulses and gives it more desirable food upon which to feed, the subconscious mind will not remain idle. If you fail to plant desires in your subconscious mind, it will feed upon the thoughts which reach it as the result of your neglect. Thought impulses, both negative and positive, are reaching the subconscious mind continuously. You are now engaged in trying to help shut off the flow of negative impulses and to aid in voluntarily influencing your subconscious mind through positive impulses of desire. When you achieve this, you will possess the key that unlocks the door to your subconscious mind. Everything which man creates begins in the form of a thought impulse. Through the aid of the imagination, thought impulses may be assembled into plans. All thought impulses intended for transmutation must pass through the imagination and be mixed with faith. The mixing of faith with a plan may be done only through the imagination. The poet Ella Wheeler Wilcox understood this truth when she wrote that thoughts are things that follow the law of the universe. Each thing creates its kind, and they speed o'er the track to bring you back. whatever went out from your mind. Thoughts that go out from the mind also embed themselves deeply in the subconscious, where they serve as a magnet or blueprint. The subconscious mind is more susceptible to influence by thoughts mixed with feeling or emotion than by those originating solely in the reasoning part of the mind. In fact, evidence suggests that only emotionalized thoughts have any action influence upon the subconscious mind. It is essential, therefore, to become familiar with the more important emotions. There are 7 major positive emotions and 7 major negative emotions. The negatives voluntarily inject themselves into the mind. The positives must be injected through the principle of autosuggestion. These emotions are the yeast that constitutes the action element, transforming thoughts from passive to active. This is why thoughts from cold reason are not acted upon. To influence this inner audience, you must speak its language, emotion. The 7 major positive emotions are desire, faith, love, sex, enthusiasm, romance, and hope. Master these 7 by use, and the other positive emotions will be at your command. The 7 major negative emotions to be avoided are fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, and anger. Positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time. One or the other must dominate. It is your responsibility to make sure that positive emotions constitute the dominating influence of your mind. Here, the law of habit will come to your aid. Form the habit of applying and using the positive emotions, and eventually, they will dominate your mind so completely that the negatives cannot enter it. The presence of a single negative in your conscious mind is sufficient to destroy all chances of constructive aid from your subconscious mind. Most people resort to prayer only after everything else has failed. They go to prayer with their minds filled with fear and doubt, which are the emotions the subconscious mind acts upon. If you pray for a thing, but have fear as you pray that you may not receive it, your prayer will have been in vain. The time will come when the science of prayer is taught. Less than 100 years ago, men feared lightning as the wrath of God. Now, thanks to faith, men have harnessed it. Men thought space was a void. Now, thanks to faith, men know it is a living, pulsating energy that connects every human brain with every other human brain. What reason is there to believe this same energy does not connect every human brain with infinite intelligence? There are no toll gates between the finite mind and infinite intelligence. The communication costs nothing except patience, faith, persistence, understanding, and a sincere desire. The approach can be made only by the individual himself. Paid prayers are worthless. Infinite intelligence does no business by proxy. The method of communication is similar to radio. Sound cannot be sent until it is stepped up into a higher vibration. The receiving set steps the energy back down to be recognized as sound. The subconscious mind is the intermediary, which translates one's prayers into terms infinite intelligence can recognize, presents the message, and brings back the answer as a definite plan or idea. This is why mere words from a prayer book cannot work. Before your prayer reaches infinite intelligence, it is transformed into a spiritual vibration. Faith is the only known agency which will give your thoughts a spiritual nature. Faith and fear make poor bedfellows. Where one is found, the other cannot exist. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. Matthew 6:33. May the Lord bless you and guide you in every good work.